Hello, Mike.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good today.
We're here at the Overland Expo, and Mike is with Sportsmobile. And Mike, tell us a little bit about what you do at Sportsmobile, and tell us about this comparison between two vehicles you were just telling us about.
Yeah, two of our most popular vehicles are the E-Series vans, which were discontinued in 2014. But we've resurrected that with what we call the Classic. And it's our new adaptation of the Ford van to a fiberglass chassis in the back that we designed ourselves so we can continue the breed. So it's a four-wheel drive, our suspension, our conversion. We do the full fiberglass back with a pop top, so it carries on our traditional Sportsmobile roots. And that's what's kind of made Sportsmobile what it is today. The particular van that we're talking about is powered by a V10 gasoline engine. It can tow 10,000 pounds. It's pretty much a truck. It's very heavy duty. It's if you want to do extreme off-road, rock crawling, that kind of a thing to get to where you're going, more advanced locations farther out. That's an extreme off-road vehicle. But what we're seeing is that although that's extreme, that's probably 10 to 15% of our customer base. Really what most people want is a capable camper that is more friendly. The brand new Mercedes-Benz Sprinters that I'm sitting in right now is a 2015 four-wheel drive. It has high and low range transfer case. It drives like a luxury SUV instead of a truck. You could take your kids to the soccer game in this, but you could also travel anywhere you wanted to go. It runs on diesel fuel. It's a V6. It gets about 17 to 18 miles per gallon. And its towing capacity is 5,000 pounds. So really there's a difference between the two vehicles. You know, if you really want towing capacity, gasoline is good for one reason, and that's because you can take it anywhere in the world and still get gasoline. The problem with diesel engines these days in the United States is that they all run on what's called ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel. And the rest of the world hasn't quite adopted that yet. You know, it's for emissions reasons. So if you were to travel to Puerto Vallarta, south of Mexico, South America, that kind of a thing, you can put the vehicle in a container and carry it there, but you have to be very careful about the fuel that you buy. So with gasoline, it's anywhere you want to go.
Right.
That's the difference.
Also, can you tell us about, now that Mercedes has introduced in 2015 its four-wheel drive model, whether you work from that or you take two-wheel drive vehicles and convert them yourself, and what the pros and cons are?
No, about 6 years ago we started converting Mercedes-Benz Sprinters, but we have such a good relationship with Mercedes, they didn't want us to bring that into this country yet. So they were available in Europe, but they weren't available as a real off-road deal. So we've been working with them for over 6 years, pressuring them to get this in, and they pretty much gave us what we wanted. The vehicle comes in basically a stock Sprinter, just like a two-wheel drive. There's a front drivetrain on it now that weighs 300 pounds. It's only 300 pounds more than a stock two-wheel drive Sprinter. So you've got off-road capability, and you've got the drive and the parts and the maintenance of a two-wheel drive Sprinter. One cool thing about this is that Mercedes put more of a lift on it than what they used to have. So now it's got more ground clearance and it can be used as a legitimate off-road vehicle. It's 4 inches higher than the front than a two-wheel drive and 3 inches higher in the back. For us, we put on the wheel and tire package ourselves. We know exactly what we can fit in, and we've had that all approved through Mercedes-Benz.
All right, so about how much ground clearance will you have in a finished four-wheel drive Sprinter?
You know, for actual measurement of ground clearance really is not a critical field. Wheelbase has a lot to do with how much ground clearance plays in the game. This is a short wheelbase vehicle. You have a great departure angle and approach angles under the bumpers. So it's all a matter of accessories that you put on it. If you start putting on tire carriers and pieces that limit that, that's all in the build. A lot of guys are going to just want this as an inclement weather style RV. They can get up any mountain, they can ride it in muddy conditions. It's not really going to be your rock crawler, get out to the extreme areas kind of a vehicle. So it's about the accessories. If you want more capability, you want to go with less exterior accessories and bring it inside so that you have good clearance.
Okay, and so most of the time you would recommend the 144-inch wheelbase rather than 170 for this application?
For it, again, it depends on the customer's use. I mean, if all you want to do is get up into the mountains in the snow time, you can go with a longer wheelbase vehicle. And they also have a 3500, which is a dually rear wheel, which has more carrying capacity. One of the limitations with these vehicles is that they're fairly light and they have a fairly low GVWR. So we can only put so many cabinets and so much stuff inside of it and keep the vehicle in its designed criteria.
Okay. Finally, would you tell us a little bit about what you do at Sportsmobile?
Oh, sure. I'm actually a design engineer for Sportsmobile. I can handle the quality control there as well, so I walk around and keep everybody in check. When it comes to new projects, whether it be fiberglass or steel or any kind of a structural component, I do all the design work. It's all done on 3D solid modeling, basically using SolidWorks. It's a really fun job. It's a very family-oriented company, and that's what makes it really the best, because the owner of the company originally, or the owner of the company, is Alan Feld. His wife Liz, and he started it and are the company. Their son Johnny is the president, so it's very, very family-oriented, and they treat everybody who works there as family. We have people who have worked there for 22 years. You know, their only job. And it's amazing. It's a great company.
Yeah, I think people can feel the love from Sportsmobile.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mike.
You're quite welcome.